Hey guys, so we're currently in country Victoria, Australia. We'll be talking about our last week we spent on a few surrounding islands in Bali. Our last week was a bit hectic. Finished our time in Ubud, straight to Gili Air, came back to Canggu, picked up a couple of our friends, went to Nusa, which is another island off the south coast of Bali. Spent one night there, came back for our last night in Bali, the rest of the squad. Had a few drinks, had a couple.
Wasn't the smartest idea.
Definitely wasn't the smartest idea. Ended up at a sandbar, pretty much just got drunk, rolled around in the sand a few hours, went back home, passed out on top of the bed because it was just like a sand pit. Woke up late, turned up to breakfast late, ordered the driver late. We're crossing our fingers that we'd actually packed everything. A shambles. Got our driver, drove us to the airport, hit loads of traffic, a little bit stressed out about missing the flight, but luckily we didn't miss a flight. Now we're here. Once we got to the airport, it was all good. The only part I would have to say is how dusty we all were. Couple of bottles of whiskey down. Not an easy morning to get our shit together. We made it. Anyway, back to Gili Air. When we were there, the Gili Islands are off the coast of Lombok, which is a neighbouring island of Bali. We ended up going snorkeling with turtles. It was incredible. Hired bikes, rode around the island. They have no motor vehicles. And up to a few years ago, one of the islands didn't even have electricity. There's 3 there. Gili T, huge party island. The second one's Gili Air, the middle-sized one, and that one's quite chill. And Gili Meno is ultra chill. Pretty much nothing to do on the island. So we stayed on Gili Air. The way we actually got from one end of the island to the other, because we were staying on the opposite side, was a horse and cart. You'll see the videos, it's hilarious. The best thing about Gili Air, snorkeling with sea turtles, incredible. We got a private boat and he took us out around Gili T and Gili Meno, incredible. The reef, fluorescent pink, orange, green, blue, any colour you can imagine. The fish, so many fish. It was literally like watching Nemo. We hired bikes, rode around the island for a bit, pretty much swimming out of our beach hut where we were staying 20 metres from the beach. And yeah. Hey guys, so excited to be going to Gili's today. Hopefully we're on one of these boats and not one of those boats because they look a little bit dodgy.
Be something else.
This is how excited we are to go to Gili's! To be honest, I don't think I'll travel any other way from now on. Horse and cart is where it's at.
Very comfortable. Suspension, everything, amazing. So, after our time on Gili Air, we went back to Canggu to touch base. Then the following day, we got the early boat over to Nusa Lembongan off the south coast of Bali. Our main objective to go here was to swim with the manta rays. When we arrived, we hired scooters, rode around the island for a bit, went to Nusa Senegan, which is a small island connected by a yellow bridge. We organised our accommodation when we arrived there. We went to a little beach bar, sat down, checked on Airbnb, found the most incredible place right on the water, like right on the beach, infinity pool, overflowing into the beach, onto the sand. Scooter ride to Secret Beach.
We hired scooters when we got to Nusa. We're just cruising around for a while. We found out about this secret beach. We're on a bit of a mission to find it. We saw the sign for Secret Beach and we just thought, oh, that can't be it. So we went the opposite way, ended up walking down these dodgy goat trails trying to find our way. Didn't find anything. We basically was just on a wild goose chase, and then randomly a local popped up out of nowhere, started following us. I think he was just trying to make sure that we got out of there whether there was something in, I don't know, it was super suspicious. We got out of there and actually followed the sign to Secret Beach. Clearly we found it and it was just beautiful. It was secluded, but you couldn't swim because the waves were dangerous. Dangerous. The following morning, we went swimming with manta rays. We got a private boat. He took us out a few different spots. We jumped in the water, like when we were driving on the water. We were driving along the water. I don't think that's right. We were in the boat. You could see the manta rays in the water and they were just a giant dark shadow, huge. So this was obviously the spot. So we jumped in, swimming around, didn't see any at first. Before you know it, you would just see this huge dark shadow coming towards you. The mouth was like this and open, a little bit scary. We were in there for a while with them and you'd see one and then you'd see a second one and then you'd see them playing together, doing backflips in the water, swimming around, and you could see how playful they were. They weren't aggressive. They were just really gentle giants. They were swimming so close to us you could put your hand down and touch them as they swam past. They weren't afraid of us and in the end we weren't afraid of them. That was awesome. I'd go as far to say my highlight of Bali. Huge call. After Noosa, we went back to Canggu for our last night, had drinks, carried on probably too much than we should have, but we were on holidays and it was our last night. Went to the airport, just made the flight, and that's it. Now we're back in Australia.
Yeah. So, I want to fill you in my top tip of the week.
Stop squinting.
Everyone thinks that catching a plane hungover is like pretty fun, but in reality, going to the airport, going through fucking security, it's just not a fun time. Especially when you're a group of hungover people. Tension, just everyone thinks they're going to be late. You know, it's just not my thing. I did really enjoy the last night on the sandbar with a few select characters. All in all, it was a great night to top off 2.5 weeks in Bali. Forgot. Top tip number 2, airport sass. Ways to avoid it. Don't stick the camera in Josephine's face while she's hungover in the airport because you're not going to get the best reaction out of her. And we're trying to cheer each other up, but at the time it was not. Fuck. Anyway, top tip number 2.
Bill, tell me how many bottles of rum you drank last night.
3.
And tell me, how rushed were we this morning?
Well, we weren't rushed until we got into the taxi, really. I don't know. That's because there was no movement. There was no movement.
Traffic jams.
Still bland.
Bill,
Bland.
tell me how much sand was in the bed last night.
You fucking sandy bastard.
And Bill, tell me why there was so much sand in the bed.
Yeah, fucking this person.
You tipped me on my head on the beach.
I did not.
You did.
I tipped you on your head.
And Trav fucked up my foot.
Because 3 bottles of rum and sandbar.
And Jody. Oh, Jody, come on.
Give me something. Give us something. You're a main player in this. Come on.
How dusty are you?
Slim dusty.
Tell me how many ciggies you smoked last night. Wait, no. It's probably easier if we go by decks.
Yeah, decks. Well, we got 4 decks. I feel like we lost a couple in between. Don't know what happened. But there was 4 decks going around.
Joe, what are you doing?
Kamera ya?
Yeah.
Kamera. What's your name, Kamera?
I'm fucking off you.
Why? Because you couldn't find your
No,
own
because
lock.
you're being an asshole.
I said, let's just go. Like, my bag's not locked. What's the issue? Tell me what the issue is.
You're the fucking issue.
How good's hungover at the airport? Tell me how good that is. Huh? So what's your experience in Bali?
Of Bali? This time?
Yeah. What
Food. Food is what, that's it.
Nah,
Food.
nah.
That's all I ever did. I
You
just
fat boy.
Ate.
You fucking fat boy.
It's not even funny.
How much do you love me? That's good footage. You can't pay for that footage.
I'm seriously about to fucking smack that out of you.
So another lovely day at the airport. I'd like to blame Travis for this. It's his fault that he got the fucking rum.
Always my fault.
I want some hash browns.
How many hash browns?
As many as I can fit in my stomach before I spew. I'm into So your overall love and experience?
I've got like
Fresh tattoo. Show us your fresh tattoo. Where'd you get that from?
Bali in a back alley.
You mad dog. How many Sammys do you want?
So we went to a bar, met a couple people, a Scandinavian couple, Anna and Albin. Hope you see this. You guys are awesome. And then we met a few German boys, our bartender from the Beerus Beach Bar. You, my friend, are a legend.